Hello everyone and welcome to episode 194 of the Xbox Hall of Gamers podcast. I'm Matt as always and I'm joined by the wonderful Char.
Hello.
And the fantastic Jake.
Hello, hello.
How we doing?
Good. Yeah, it's been a busy few months or fun few weeks, so it's good to be back on the pod chatting about video games and whatnot. Trying to get more games in there, as always. The ever-ending battle.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I know what you mean. What about you, Char?
Trying to stay out of the rain. It's supposed to be summer and it's just raining all the time.
Yeah,
it's
just
fine.
bucketing down here at the moment. Came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I bucketed here too, but instead of rain, it was 12 inches of snow.
So.
Oh. Actually, I'm not fine. We have this fire alarm in my house that I don't remember the word. It's wired into the home. It's not like battery powered.
Sure.
And it's end of life. And it's chirping at us. So I tried to go to bed and we just couldn't sleep because it was chirping at us. So we ripped the thing out of the wall finally, and it's fully unplugged to find that the hole in the ceiling is chirping at us. Because it wants a fire alarm placed.
Oh my god.
And I can't go get a replacement because I'm at the bottom of a hill and we just got a foot of snow.
Great.
So, I lied a little bit. I did the generic small talk of, no, I'm fine. I'm not fine. Everything is not fine, actually.
There is a noise. It is not pleasant.
I may be sleeping in my basement tonight because it's the furthest place from
any noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we bought this place, it has like a home security system built in. We don't really use it that much, but like it has a one of those sensors when you walk into a room, it'll but it has a chirp. It has like a chirp noise, and so it was like anytime someone would move in the room, it would make a chirping noise because it would detect them. And so I literally just went up to it. I just taped a bunch of paper over the sensor, and I'm just like, whatever, it's fine. The intruders can rob the house. I don't care.
Right.
Fucking it'll drive me mad before anyone kills me with a machete, ugh.
Yeah, why are all the things that are supposed to help us, why do they do it really annoyingly?
Exactly, yeah, totally agree. We do the show live on Twitch, as always. Xbox Hall of Gamers is a place to find us, so come say hi, hang out, usual business, you know how it works. We do have a community question this week from Red Ninja Dan, who's been great at sending in questions each week. He says, what are your guys' goals next year, achievement-wise? His are to try and beat the backlog. Good luck. To try and clear out some unfinished games. Yep, that's the same thing again. Get to 100 completions. That's a good one. And try and do all the Assassin's Creed games. That is an insane task. I don't know. I mean, let's expand this out to gaming in general. We're getting to that time of year where people start making plans for the next year. Good to have Jake on, considering he was talking a big game about his plans for this year. How those been going?
Actually, not terrible. Let me pull up my list. So, I mean, look, I did Death Stranding, and that was almost 100 hours.
It's a big one.
And I have been in the middle of a move as well. So, my game time has been small. So, progress has halted quite a bit while trying to also do a 100-hour game. But yeah, all right, I lied. I'm not much further along than the last time I was on the podcast, actually. But that's okay. That's still my goal, I think. I don't know if this... to be fair, I started this in May.
Sure.
Last year. Yeah. The first game I started was Monster Hunter Wilds, May 2020, or May 22nd. I don't know if I ever necessarily said this was going to be do it by the end of the year thing.
Sure.
I think it was more of kind of just a just do it until it's done thing. So that's probably my biggest goal of next year, is just keep chugging along on this. Maybe I will actually finish it because I am through the thick of it, because I wrote down how long each game I want to do takes. And then I also did a 3-game break to try to finish server closures. So I did Anthem, Need for Speed, and Project Cars 3, which are Need for Speed short, but Anthem and Project Cars 3 are not short games. So I'm through the thick of it. I've done my longest games. The next longest on there, like I got a couple 40 to 50 hours on there, but I did Elden Ring, which clocked in at 81. I did Death Stranding, which clocked in at 97. I did Monster Hunter, which clocked at 110. After that, my averages are like 20 to 30.
That's
so it should
much
be
more
a lot
reasonable,
more
yeah.
manageable. Yeah. So I should start, and I don't have any more big moves planned. And yeah, I think I should, funny enough, start to find more time to game in my new situation. So, yeah, maybe by next year we get that done. But I don't know if I told you my next trick when I'm done with the beat a game from every year challenge. And I just do this to keep myself motivated on playing stuff, but I want to do I'm going to make a list of each game console and try to beat a game for each letter in the alphabet per console.
Wow, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's like, I know that's probably going to take me till the day I die, but
You know, keep you busy for sure.
To be fair, I had a friend who did basically the same thing, but did it based on their backlog and was basically working through the alphabet using games in their backlog and then just streamed it.
Yeah.
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 Play XCOM.
The person wasn't named Melendor by any chance, was he?
Not sure, but he lives in Austin, Texas. He was a Kiwi.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Melendor does not live in Texas.
No.
Because I have a buddy who did the exact same thing and streamed it. He did alphabet backlog reverse order, so he went Z to number.
Z's a hard one to start with.
No, this was A, starting with A, so.
Ooh.
But, you know, he's very, very clearly a Kiwi, but just lives in Austin, Texas with his wife, Bonnie.
Oh.
And their dog. And now baby, I think.
So, and I'll talk about this more when we get to what we've been playing, but I'll lead to it. My other gaming goal for next year is to get the Quest Cape in RuneScape.
Oh, nice. All right. That's something I haven't heard about in a very long time. Jeez, I may have started dabbling a little bit in RuneScape again. Oh boy. And you say you're gonna have more time for games. Just taking on a second fucking job.
RuneLight, man. RuneLight makes it my life a breeze because RuneLight just tells you where to go.
Sure. Char, I don't know, do you have any goals or anything you're in particular aiming towards next year or anything different that you're thinking about doing?
Just play games more often, I guess. Like, I have already started playing more games, but the problem I have is that as soon as uni starts, I get into this mindset of, oh, I can't play any games because I should be studying, but then I can't study, so I get into a paralysis loop of, I should be studying, I can't study, so I can't play games because that's not studying, and then end up playing nothing. But I suspect I will keep playing my phone game because I have played that every single day for the past 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not going anywhere. So hopefully if I get into a habit, I'll start playing more. I'm definitely playing a lot more until uni starts in February next year. Like, I've been playing games pretty much. Not this week, but most days. I started a bunch of new games, so that's probably what I'll do. Just play games. Maybe try and hit 250k gamer score, because I'm at 239.
Oh, hell yeah, you'll smash that.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I managed to do, what, 80,000 gamer score in, I think it was 6 months at one stage.
That's crazy impressive.
Yeah. The first 2 years that I played, that's when I got up to I was doing 100k a year or something like that. Back when I first started. And had trash games to play that didn't take very long. Now they're getting very few and far between. But I think I can still hit 250 with just whatever I'm playing now.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, but yeah, I think that it's good to have reasonable goals, right? And things that just don't want to burn you out, but also something to keep you motivated to keep playing through stuff for sure.
Well, we've had other goals where we had the streak where we had to try and get to 365 days.
Oh, that was a nightmare.
Between you and me.
Fucking hated every moment of that. Yeah.
I only enjoyed it because I was being competitive with you, and then the
Yeah,
fact that I've
exactly.
got that streak sitting on my tag of 369 days, and I'm like, this is the best thing ever. It makes me so happy.
Yeah, I was just like, I got challenged for the 365 days, and I was like, all right, because I hate, like, again, I know, like, Shane loves his streak, right? Like, that's the
Yeah,
thing that he.
but his has been going for so long that he cannot stop.
Yeah.
He's like in the thousands, and like there is no way that he would stop.
Yeah, well, exactly. Like, it's super important to him, which I can definitely
Yeah.
understand. I was like, when streaks came out, I was so glad that I could hide them because like as soon as streaks started on TA, I got really into it, and I was like, ooh, I could do this. But then I was like, it makes me play games in a way that I really don't like. Because I'm the kind of person who will throw 10, 20 hours at a game in over a weekend or whatever.
And you might not even get an achievement within that space, or you might get all of them in one day and then nothing on the next.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So either way, I'm fucked. So it's
Yeah, I'm the exact same way. I don't. I want to play the game I'm playing. I don't want to have to like load up a game to pop an achievement and then have it be on my tag. And like, I don't know. I don't like breaking it up. I like to just tunnel vision a single game.
Yeah, the way that I play, I don't pay attention to the achievements anymore, and I think that has helped me in terms of actually playing games and not stressing about having to complete games, because otherwise I would just be like, oh, I can't play anything because I have to play this one game that I have to try and get completed, and that would just basically force me to not play anything. So the fact that I don't think about the achievements, I recently just got a 9-day streak, and I didn't even know that I'd done it, and that was on the 10th of November. I went, oh. See, I must have started playing games again and stopped uni because I got a 9-day streak.
Yeah.
I think that was partly because I did start completing games again, and I was playing Power Wash with you, Matt. And then I finished 3 other games because I've completed about 5 games since I started playing again in October. And I think part of that streak is from that.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah.
Yeah. I have to figure it out though.
Yeah.
But, like, I did have goals. I went in and had a look at TA to see what goals I'd set up previously, and I had previous ones from 2024, which I know why they all fell off, because I just stopped playing outright and kind of just fell off the wagon and didn't want anyone to see me for a little while. But the ones that were in there, that I obviously didn't hit, were hit 80% completion percentage, which I definitely didn't get to. I think I got to 77. Was the closest I got. Hit 250 gamer score, and I think there was another one for hitting like a certain number of achievements. Have you guys ever actually used the goals?
Yeah, I'm actually
section
looking
in
at
TA?
it now because I haven't been on there for a long time.
It's kind of fun.
It's on TA.
In TA,
Yeah, TA has
on
a
your
goal
tag, there's the goal system.
I
Because I've
don't think
previously used it.
I don't know. TA. I remember there was a long time. There was TA was like adding a feature a day or something, and I was off TA for
Probably.
like 2 months, and then I came back and I'm like, what are all these features? So I'm sure I'm still behind on some TA goals. I remember the target medals. I used
It's
to
definitely
go for
goals, yeah. And like I've got 4 that I've achieved previously. So
goals.
I got 70% completion percentage, which is pretty cool.
The create goal ones, right?
Yeah, you can create them for yourself. Yeah, which I thought
Yeah,
I
I
did
used
like
to-
it when I first started.
You see that? I should do more targets. I remember those. Those are always fun.
Oh
still do
yeah,
those
I never really got
targets?
into
Monthly
those.
Yeah, and you
targets?
can challenge other people with them too. That's the everythingologist has just said that in the chat, because that's what I originally tried to do with the streak with Matt, and was like,
Yeah.
I'm going to set up this goal. I ended up getting rid of it in the end because I was like, this is too hard to focus on, and we ended up just keep going anyway, and ended up basically just motivating each other by being really competitive with each other. But I've got 4 of them that I've hit, which was my get 50,000 gamer score, get 100,000 gamer score, a day streak, which was like I think 162, and then a hitting 70% completion percentage, and I started on 69.96.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So I obviously didn't give myself much of a challenge there, but like, it's quite a cool system being able to like just create any type of goal, and there's different ones. You can do competitive ones, and I think I mostly have just used it for personal targets, but there's heaps of different options in there. So that's kind of fun, and I might try and do that for next year.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
definitely used this in the past, like
Yeah.
try to get X amount of gamer score by the end of the year kind of stuff. Or
And you can set it up to complete a specific game as well.
yeah,
Leaderboard positions.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do podcast
Oh my gosh, we should have a
goals,
podcast.
Yeah, I
competition
mean,
goals.
We should.
Cameron does love
That'd be
to
cool.
throw down the gauntlet occasionally on this. I mean, shit. I mean, like finishing Crash Bandicoot would have been a good one for that too, for the Crash trilogy.
Yeah, because didn't we go up against
Yeah,
that?
we did. Yeah,
Who was that?
that
Yeah.
was you and I. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, I'm
That's a good
gonna
time.
set up a goal. I'm already setting up a goal. I'm like, hey, let's do this.
I'm having,
You wanna?
I'm having a look at my
That's
ones.
just me, though.
I don't have any, I don't have any goal. I don't have any active goals, but I do have
This
other
question is now like prompted us to look at some things and set some up.
other games
it at my
goals
250?
involving me, and I have Sony Pony for you. Sony Pony to you challenged
yeah.
me to beat my gamer score back in 2021.
That sounds about right.
Chin Doctor challenged me to complete Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 plus 2.5
Oh, yeah.
remix back in 2020. So you can see how well that's going. I'm halfway there. He has one achievement. We had Stealth David, Zafstick, and Ace Phoenix all trying to beat my gamer score. Stealth David is the closest with 67%, but I got a Zavstick got a 9.5% of the way there, and Ace is 1.8% of the way there. So, good luck to you all. But it is fun. It is fun. Maybe I should go back and use that feature because I definitely have some.
I think because people were also doing it to try and see if they could beat your gamer score as well, right?
Yeah.
Like that's really funny. It's a funny way to do it, especially when you're just so much further along than them.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's kind of like people were doing it for a laugh. To be fair, it was mostly people who had guessed it on this podcast who were trying to do some dick swinging.
Like Sony Pony.
Yeah, exactly. And the Moonzom says that he completed it. I'm assuming, talking about Kingdom Hearts. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Sounds about right.
That was my motivation to go back to it. But every time I play it, I'm just like, all I have left are the two ones that I don't like. It's like because I did Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, and they're both great games. But Chain of Memories and Birth by Sleep or whatever the other one is fucking awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of my goals, I kind of talked about them a couple weeks ago, but I have been digging into my backlog. I made a list on my Xbox of games that I had not started, that had been sitting there in my unstarted backlog for a long time, and said, okay, cool, I'm going to go through this list and cull them if I think I'm never going to get around to playing them, and then anything that's left, I need to have like a good reason for not playing it. And so there was stuff where it's like, oh, this game now has discontinued, or this is broken, or whatever, or it's some fucking trash game that I picked up for like it's some Chemco title where I'm just like I just don't need that kind of JRPG in my life. That's going to be a complete waste of time because anything I primarily bought for gamer score I tended to remove. But it got me down to a list of 72 games in my unstarted backlog, down from about 150, which I was pretty happy with. So. Some of that stuff is games with gold and other bits and pieces too, and things that I've just kind of acquired over the years. But so I'm going to try and start at least one of these unstarted games per week. We'll see how it goes. So far, so good. I did Immortals of Avium. I talked about that last week. I'll talk a bit more about it. But yeah.
Funny enough, those Chemco RPGs are like those are things I've been teeing up as candidates for like the perfect ally.
Yes.
Games just play on the handheld.
Yeah, actually, that's a good shout for those. So we'll see how that goes. In terms of other goals, I would like to hit a 2.0 ratio one day, but that's probably not going to happen with the variety of titles that I play. I'm sitting at 1.89. If I hit 190, I'll be happy at least. And I'd like to hit 97% completion percentage. I've been sitting at 96.5 for a very long time. So I need 400 achievements to get there. So that's going to be a bit of a tough one. But it's possible. I don't think I'm going to get much higher than that. 98 is probably outside of my reach, but 97 is definitely doable. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question there, Dan. Char, you had a question as well, didn't you?
I did indeed. So starting a few of these games recently, and just getting back into gaming, it had me questioning something. So if you start a game, do you prefer to have an achievement pop within the first 5 minutes or within the first half hour of you playing it? And this is more to do with like if you don't know anything about the gameplay or the game itself and you just want to sort of learn the game.
Oh, I there. It's a tough one, right? Most of the time, if I've started a game, even if I didn't get an achievement for a little bit, I'm like, I've done the research. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like this is something I want to play. Looked at the list, make sure it's nothing crazy, unobtainable. It's not, like I've done the homework already and then started it. Having said that, I have sometimes gone blind into games. Started like there's a couple of the ones that I just those ones that I culled that I just talked about of ones that I have unstarted. I might have installed them, played them for like 5 minutes, and was like, no, this is not even worth my time. I think one was like Hunter's Legacy, and it was like a 2D Flash game. I was like, what the fuck is
Oh
this?
my God.
The way I've been checking mostly is by going on TA and looking at the ratings for stuff because anything that's below like a 3 rating is like wow. And people on TA don't rate things very low normally because even if they're easy game in school, they'll give it a 2 or a 3. So anything that's below a 3 star is usually like okay, I need to like watch some gameplay videos and stuff and like do some extra research or yeah. So I technically would usually prefer it if I can get achievement a little bit later so I can at least get a feel for a game rather than something like the Simpsons game where I press start and I get the first fucking achievement. Yeah, I don't know. Jake, what about you?
Yeah, I'm kind of in like the same boat as you, where I really, if I'm starting a game, I'm pretty sure on it. I very rarely am like playing a game to see if I'll like it. I'm usually playing a game because I know I'm gonna like it. But I've definitely had some of that buyer's remorse of kind of yeah, of that sort of regret of shoot, I am not actually liking this as much as I thought, even though I thought I would. But I don't know. I'm kind of just like rip the band-aid and just stick it on my tag.
Yeah.
That's fair.
One of the games I started this week, I was very much on like, do I really want this on my tag? Like, am I going to actually? I was like, okay, no, it's a short game, it's doable. I'll talk about it later. But like, I was that was one of those ones that was an example of like playing 5 minutes of it. I was like, oh boy, this is not good. Do I want to invest time into this? Do I want this on my tag? So I'm glad it didn't pop an achievement immediately, but I did end up finishing it. Char, what are your thoughts?
I would rather not get an achievement straight away. Partly because I don't do my research. I kind of just look at a game and go, "Ha, that kind of looks cool. I like the artwork and the thumbnail that they've got there. I'll give it a go." I want to know what it's like when I'm playing it. I don't necessarily want to read about it because it doesn't necessarily tell me what it's going to play like
Sure.
at all. Um, or tell me anything about the story or tell me anything about like what I'm actually going to be doing in the game. So for me, I've started at least 3 different games in the last 2 weeks that I'm like pretty sure I'm probably not going back to them. But they've all popped achievements within the first 5 minutes, and I went, oh well, shit. And one of them popped 2 achievements, and I'm like, God damn it. Okay, now I feel like I have to keep playing it, but I wasn't necessarily happy after the 10 minutes I think I spent playing the game.
Sure.
So I'm like, okay, so that's going to have to be one I'm going to have to force myself to play. And I know I'm just not going to want to do it, which I don't like that.
Yeah.
With my ADHD, it doesn't work like that. I need to be able to actually enjoy the game or get something out of it for me to actually continue playing it, or I just won't touch it again. And that's just going to, like, that's why I kind of got to the point where I'm like, there is no point in me focusing on my completion percentage because I'm never going to get it to a point that is going to be that high. Like, I'm probably going to sit around the 70 mark and that'll be fine. Like, I'm just going to have to be like, this is fine for me. As long as I don't let it get worse, I think I'm okay. But I'm, like, less focused on achievements now because of it. And I'm like, oh, well, you just fucked my like, potential backlog because now this is just more stuff going in the backlog. Whereas I would have liked that at least a little bit of time to get to know the game a little bit better and then decide if I want to keep going or not. I like the idea that, like, what's the Disney game?
Dreamlight Valley.
Dreamlight Valley. I like that you control when the achievements pop, right? You go in and you then like complete them to then get the achievements. I think that is quite cool because it means that I can go in and play it casually if I want to, but I'm not stuck with like, okay, now I have to finish this entire game. But it is also satisfying getting that pop of the achievement. So I do get that. I'm just like, for me, I'm like, I wish I could control when they pop.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
But I know I can't control that.
You know, it's interesting. I was thinking about this the other day too, because somebody, it's like these weird, fun or kind of funny, like problems that are wholly unique to achievement hunters. Like they're just like, because this is like if anyone else tries to play a game in 5 minutes after they don't like it, they literally just this never occurs to them and they don't care. And I'm like, what is it like to be free like that?
They're not bugged by the one achievement popping, like.
And then I was thinking of the same thing about like I was talking to some friends who like Assassin's Creed Mirage added some DLC.
Yeah.
And I had some like a buddy, and we've all been there as achievement hunters. We're just like, God damn it, why did you have to go add more DLC to this game I was done with forever ago? And it's like, you know, when they were adding that DLC, they didn't do it to spite achievement hunters.
No.
And they didn't do it because like they're being assholes. They're making content
Making a game.
for the fans of the game who are excited about that content.
Yeah.
But we as achievement hunters are kind of we have this unique experience where we're kind of complaining about additional content because it means we have to go back to a game we originally thought we were finished with. But so I don't know. That's been a theme that's been coming up, is these like funny kind of problems that aren't problems, but they're problems because we're achievement hunters. It's interesting.
It's a very niche problem. It's like
yeah.
It's
like in every other corner of the world, this isn't a problem, except if you're this specific type of person, which we all are.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like as much as I say I'm not an achievement hunter, I am an achievement hunter. Like I do want to complete games. I just don't know that I can or have the ability to complete the games that I start. But like, yeah, Matt.
I kind of agree. I mean, I think that there's definitely an aspect of like, great, more content to play in this game. But, I mean, achievements are still relatively popular. I mean, not necessarily Xbox ones, but still Steam achievements, trophies. Like, there is still definitely community.
There's achievements now on phone games. Like
They definitely, I will for sure say that definitely achievements have grown in the limelight in the mainstream a lot more lately.
They're just across the board now. Like
most people aren't completionists to get all of them, right? But people like are aware of them, and some people care about them. It is interesting that the Mirage example is a funny one, right? Because yes, they weren't going let's spite achievement hunters by making them come back to this game and play this content. They were like, let's release some cool free content. The cool free content exists because the Saudis gave them a bunch of money to put up some Saudi propaganda, and that's why you go to Saudi Arabia in that DLC. That's why it's free.
Shit! I didn't even know that. That's
the only reason Ubisoft gave it away for free was basically the Saudis literally paid them to do it.
That is crazy.
Which is nuts. Going back to Mirage, where they said it was going to have no DLC. But so there is that. There is also the aspect of, like, and Ubisoft is rotten for this with Assassin's Creed Shadows. Adding achievements and adding extra length to games to entice people like us to try and come back and play them so they can increase their engagement metrics. And, you know, I put on my cynic hat here, especially for something like Assassin's Creed Shadows, where they're like, cool, play through the entire game again for an achievement.
Yeah, see, that's fucked. That's just mean.
Yeah, like, no new content. Sure, but, yeah, sorry, yep.
I would for sure say there is definitely some of that, like, where it is almost rage baiting achievement hunters.
A little
bit, they just
right?
know that they're going to get somebody to come back and
like, oh, we'll give you a gold katana if you finish the story for a second time, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
You're gonna fucking do it, but you're gonna complain about it the whole time.
Yeah, and I did complain about it the whole time because it was fucking bullshit. And now they've just released more DLC for it that has more bullshit. And like, I didn't put it in the news this week, but they did basically come out and say that they're not looking at doing large updates anymore for Shadows. They're going to do smaller content updates, which to me sounds like it didn't sell nearly well enough to do so. I mean, like Valhalla was supported forever. Odyssey was also supported for ages. Interesting to see where this goes, but because they did that one DLC, which is actually quite good. But the other thing I was thinking of was, I agree that people being like, starting a game and being like, this is trash, I don't want to play it, right? And like that being an issue for achievement hunters of like, well, I popped an achievement, so I need to finish it now. I mean, if it wasn't for achievements, there's very much the like, well, I paid money for this, so I need to get the most out of it. And so like even without achievements, I still feel like I would probably play maybe not as many games as I do right now, but still probably quite a few of them. Maybe not to the same extent. I probably wouldn't do multiple playthroughs of most games, and I probably wouldn't play on like hard difficulties and other bullshit. I would probably just play through an easy and do a single, one and done.
Sure.
But I still would want to get the most out of the games that I pay for. And that's the whole reason why I'm even going to my unstarted backlog and being like, I'm not just culling the whole thing and going, fuck it, whatever. It's because I fucking paid money for this shit. Like, I mean, most of it got on sale, but still, even so, like, it's still, hundreds of dollars sitting there that I'm like, unused and untapped. So I'm like, well, fuck it, I need to get my money's worth in there somehow.
Yeah.
Cameron in the chat says, if we didn't have achievements, we wouldn't have a frame of reference to complain about.
We'd find something.
We'd definitely find something, but I get what you mean.
There would be something. But yes.
Yeah.
There's always something to complain about. If you haven't found something to complain about, you're not trying hard enough.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Speaking of complaining, let's get into the news. We got a bit of an AI block this week, which, not an unusual thing for us, but developers have been on their high horses again, starting with Tim Sweeney, Epic Games CEO, has been jabbing at Steam a little bit, basically saying that they shouldn't be using their AI disclosure tags because it doesn't make any sense, quote unquote. I'll read through the quote here, but the AI tag is relevant to art exhibits for authorship disclosure and to digital content licensing marketplaces where buyers need to understand the right situations. It makes no sense in game stores where AI will be involved in nearly every future production. He also kind of goes on to say that, why would we stop at AI use? We could mandatory disclose what shampoo brand the developer uses.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going a bit nuts.
A little bit.
Yeah, that's like a false equivalency, like 101.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I
sure.
was about to say, like, just, how many fallacies could we get into a single quote? I don't know. I mean, this just sounds like a bad take. And, like, I do understand that, obviously, Epic runs their own storefront. They want to make sure, they aren't putting AI stuff on there, so they want to basically poo-poo the competition. The competition being Valve, the most successful marketplace probably of all time, maybe for just about anything. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Valve introduced their whole AI disclosure thing back in early 2024, and basically say that they basically require that developers opt in to say if they've used AI tools and AI generated content and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, it's a bit on the honor system, right? In terms of the devs having to basically own up and say that they've used these things. And I understand the idea that, yes, AI tools are going to become more prevalent. But, I mean, my take is that as a consumer, I would still like to be able to separate those who use AI from those who don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's like, I get where he's coming from. Like, it's going to be this kind of inescapable, like, and where do you draw these, like, the lines of, like if somebody generated any bit of the code is, like, or, like, used any bit of, like, there's so many different moving parts to it. It's so many different ways you could use AI. And so
it's
many
so
ways
easy
you
to
could use AI. That's
figure
not,
it
like,
out that it was used too.
Like, yeah. So, like, I kind of get where they're coming from, but yeah, it just seems like a bad take. Seems like a weird line to have. Weird sort of competition thing, like you were saying.
Yeah. And, like, we're seeing a little bit of pushback from things like Arc Raiders having some voice stuff that's AI generated, which they also did previously in the finals as well, which got a bit of controversy. I don't know. There was that whole Darth Vader thing. Like, Epic have obviously been pretty big on the AI front in terms of like wanting to be friendly towards that, at least with Fortnite and that kind of stuff, because obviously they see the dollars there. But I don't know. I want to play my my handcrafted artisan video games. You know, I don't want them to be soulless corporate machines.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, just by the fact of them being corporate, probably means like they're always just going to be like that. They're
True.
always going to be. They force so much AI in the corporate world that it's like the only place you're going to get handcrafted video games or artisan video games is indie games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and even
It's
then,
not
it's
going
not a
away.
given.
It's not going away. I mean, you look at things like if it wasn't for the fact that I have a 760-day streak on Duolingo, I would boycott them because they literally kicked all of their artists out and just went straight to AI. They literally put all of their content into AI and the AI build the artwork now. And I'm like, cool, but like, did you really need to do that?
It's interesting because it's like what I see kind of happening, I think, especially, and this is not true for just video games, I think, but like just kind of AI in general, and these big mass producing companies that produce games are going to use AI, and it's gonna be fine. Like, like I know AI is pretty bad, but it's getting better constantly. It's the worst it's ever going to be. So like, it will be, you know, you'll kind of go, dang, this actually doesn't like suck, and I kind of hate that this doesn't suck. But what it's going to turn into is like you're going to have these handcrafted things, and these are the gourmet experiences, right? It's like, yeah, I can go get, you know, you can go get a bag of bread from the grocery store for $2-3, but handmade bread is always going to taste better. Like nothing beats a fully handmade baked loaf of bread.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to happen with AI is you're going to have these mass-produced AI games that are fine. Like you can get some enjoyment out of them, but it's just never going to be the handmade game.
Yeah.
Well, again, I don't know, never, but I know what you mean, though, right? Like, there is a level of potential and creativity in human-made things that just AI is going to struggle to replicate for a very, very long time, if it ever reaches it.
Yeah.
Cameron says there's good AI and bad AI. Tends to be usually when AI is used in place of creativity that it breaks. Yeah, I see what he means there, right? Like, we've had countless stories of AI, you know, being used to replace people, and a big part of that has been in this sort of art and, you know, the visual style, graphical stuff. I mean, this is what apparently was happening at Halo Studios, with their lead person leaving and a bunch of people disappearing from that studio, and apparently like there's like 1-2 art people in that entire studio now, and the rest of it is apparently AI from what we've heard. Not confirmed, obviously, but that seems to be the chatter. I don't know. It's I don't doubt that AI tools are going to be used by everyone in the same way that before engines were a thing, you had to code the games yourself, right? And it was like, you know, there were always going to be tools and shortcuts and ways of doing some like assets and things you can use.
And it had to start from something.
Yeah. It's just the AI has some other charged stuff that potentially causes problems in terms of like less people finding work, the games industry becoming even more homogenized than it already is. I kind of see
and
the
like
writing on the
copyright
wall.
and stealing art from
that's
know, small creators.
Yeah, I always see the worst of it because of course I do. Like what corporation is going to go, cool, this is a new tool that's going to make efficiency greater. We're going to hire more people and get them to do more other stuff. It's like, no, we'll just, you know, cut the bottom lines and get some MBAs in here to ruin fucking everything like they always do.
As long as we are on the side that does not actively stop AI, we'll be fine when the robots take over.
If they take over, just shoot me. Like, that's fine. I've seen Terminator 2. Like, it doesn't look like a great place to live, to be honest.
But no, that's the thing. Like, they will go after the people who actively tried to stop them.
I always say please when I use ChatGPT, so I'm sure it'll be fine.
Same.
Exactly.
The everythingologist.
I'm on their side. Whatever happens.
how do you think the rise of AI compares to the rise of automation in the Industrial Revolution? At one point in time, a steam shovel was used to replace a team of 30 men with shovels. Yeah, a steam engine is probably... Yeah, I get what you mean, though.
Yeah.
Why is the platform called Steam? Yeah, that's a good point, Cameron. Yeah, for sure. I think that... I don't want to turn this into a big, wider discussion about AI, because I could very much do that, and I would love to do it, but we are a video game podcast.
I'd be fascinated, especially with what's happening at my workplace, but
Yeah, exactly,
that's
right.
a whole different conversation.
Yeah, I think the thing is that you're right in terms of like automation in the Industrial Revolution, but it is probably, there are some comparisons to be made, but not necessarily. I don't think it's a one-to-one with the Industrial Revolution, because I think that because the effects of the Industrial Revolution were pretty harsh. Actually, you know what? I'm thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, actually, no, we kind of destroyed the planet with that, and we're kind of doing that with data centers and water. So actually, maybe the comparisons are more apt than I'm thinking of.
Right?
I just the thing is that the Industrial Revolution paid for itself, right? Where AI has not. AI is not. I mean, was like OpenAI said they're not even looking to be profitable until like 2030 at the earliest, and they still need like another $270 billion cash injection to even get there. Like AI is not going to be making anyone any money anytime soon, any serious money. It's definitely not going to be paying for itself in the same way that the Steam.
It does help Microsoft a little bit, but only in terms of they kind of slid it in and then decided that no one would notice the fact that we've just increased our prices and, tacked on AI models onto everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
not to
then,
mention Copilot's just garbage.
Yeah, but then they've gotten big trouble over that in Australia, where like they've had to the Australian government took them to court over it, because they were basically overcharging everybody because of just adding AI.
Yep.
And they didn't tell anyone about it.
Yeah, and Moonzon points out that it's also this is the same thing when Bitcoin mining became a thing and we lost GPUs. Now RAM is ridiculously expensive. And my wonderful wife is chiming in here. It's like the Gilded Age led to the Great Depression. That was going to be my next point. Is that yes, exactly. Like you get the boom and then suddenly you get the bust and the reality hits. And that's the thing is that like if we don't get universal basic income for a bunch of people who are suddenly not going to have work because AI takes over it, then you need to solve that problem very, very quickly. Otherwise, there's going to be people dying in the streets for one reason or another.
Maybe just not have a government that like sacks over 6,000 public service workers. Anyway, let's not go into politics in this podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Save it for another time.
It's so hard not to when you talk about AI.
AI is just in everything.
I'll do it. I'll go there. I'll have a whole podcast about it.
Yeah, exactly. But it's we have a couple of other AI stories which I'll just flick through as well because there's interesting. Ubisoft, there was some generative AI found in the new Ubisoft the new Anno game, Anno 117, Pax Romana, which apparently has some AI generated stuff in it, which apparently was quote unquote placeholder stuff that's going to be replaced. So whatever, but. Yves Guillemot has come out and basically said that he reckons that the AI generation is basically as impactful as the Industrial Revolution.
And people are not going to want to miss out. So it's going to be one of those situations, which is exactly why it's going the way it has been at work, is because they didn't want to miss out. Everyone else is doing it, so why can't we?
Yeah.
Without thinking about the consequences or the fact that we actually probably need some principles and policies in place to actually protect ourselves.
Yeah.
By going in this direction. It's a matter of, hey, everyone else is using AI, so why can't we? We don't need to have any systems in place. We can just do it, right? What could go wrong?
Yeah, exactly. But he reckons it's as big as a shift as like the shift from 2D to 3D and like how that changed the industry and how games were made. And I can kind of see what he's saying, right? Like if AI is going to be part of everything, then it will obviously impact the way games are made. My argument is that's probably for the worse, though. To combat that, they have shown off a bit more of one of their sort of cool AI tools that they're working on called Teammates, which is their like NPC AI thing that runs. I think, what is it running on currently? I believe it's running on Gemini and ChatGPT, but they're making it agnostic, so you can use any kind of platform for it. But the idea is that it creates NPCs that you can quote unquote truly communicate with, ask questions, give orders to. It's not just like set if-then statements, but of course all AI is just if-then statements all the way down. But I guess the idea is like showing off what they can do with that. But they have also warned that, without the right people at the helms of AI, the creatives, making sure that the creatives are at the center of using those tools, you're just going to get absolute slop.
Yeah.
My
Seven-fingered hands and all that.
Exactly. My argument is that Ubisoft is already in the business of creating slop, so it's not actually that much of a departure for them, really.
Well,
they're ahead of the curve, if anything.
They got a monopoly on creating slop already.
Yeah, which is a shame because I do like some of their games. I don't know what that says about me, but
I think everyone's been guilty of at some point.
Yeah.
They're not all bad, just lately, and even then, they're redeemable. They're just, I don't know,
predictable.
Anyway, we don't need to shit on AI or not AI.
Ubisoft, yeah.
Ubisoft.
Any more than they shit on themselves at this point.
Yeah, that's already like. What else is new? Fork Fountain Kitchen, yada yada.
Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of another popular topic of third-party developers shitting on themselves, apparently the EA acquisition is going to be quite expensive for the Saudi Public Investment Fund, which has been going around buying up everything like they have unlimited dollars.
That.
Yeah. So, Char, you found the story. Do you want to give us some details on what you found?
Well, I only found it through a Sims networking community site, who then basically just made the joke that if only the Saudis could use Motherload to fix their problems, then they'd be solved. But you can't use cheat codes to fix this one. But yeah, apparently they're in financial distress and are potentially looking at going bankrupt because of the acquisition of EA.
Yeah, so it's maybe not
so that's fun.
The smartest move, $55 billion for controlling the stake of EA. Which, again, I mean, to be fair, they would, if they can stay solvent, they can make that money back, considering how much money EA does make every year. But still, the report, there's apparently a report here that claims that the PIF is actively restructuring its operations. After several projects have left the fund in financial distress. A big one is not actually the EA acquisition, but it's that ridiculous future city that they were building. I don't know if you guys have heard about this. The line city, which was going to be built in the middle of a desert and was going to be a huge, long, straight line, which, again, makes no fucking sense. And apparently it's just kind of going nowhere. But also there's some other investments that have gone badly, as a coffee chain, a cruise liner, and an electric vehicle company, which are all stated to be nowhere near fruition. Now, obviously, we know that Saudi Arabia are looking to invest outside of oil because oil is a limited resource, and they've been trying to diversify, which is why you're seeing them in movies and esports, and they bought Evo and all that kind of shit. Whatever it was, I can't remember what it was, but no, maybe not Evo, it was the other one. But anyway, they're just they're just trying to get their fingers into everything. We just talked about them with Ubisoft, with Assassin's Creed Mirage. That's another one of theirs.
Pokemon Go's now under their umbrella too.
Oh, that's right. They bought Niantic. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know if there's much more to say here outside of well, sucks to be you guys. I feel like
kind of just funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sad but funny.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll see if this impacts EA.
I mean, hopefully, what I was hoping with this all comes to fruition sooner, which is just they start fire sailing off EA IPs and stuff. But I don't know. I think that's wishful thinking, probably.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, if they need the money, they'll sell it, right? I guess the thing is that they're not precious.
They might get to a point where they don't have a choice.
Exactly, right? And if they need to make the money back,
that's how bankruptcy works.
They're not going to put them in a vault. They'll sell them off to Embracer, who will sell them off to someone else, to Tencent, probably in a couple of years.
Probably.
I can't help. I mean, I obviously
just
feel
take
bad.
It all under the Hoyoverse.
Exactly. Yeah.
Imagine.
Oh, boy. I mean, they're already one step away from fucking Assassin's Creed Gacha. So,
hey, I might actually end up playing Assassin's Creed then.
Don't. No.
I love my gacha games.
We talked about this last week when we were talking about the Game Awards best mobile game. All of them were just gacha games. All of them were fucking fucking scam
Does
games.
not surprise me in the slightest. I mean,
Unbelievable.
that 4-month game that I've been playing every single day is a gacha game,
Of course it is.
and has me. I'm like,
It's gacha. Yeah, no, I got
do
it.
not care. I'm in this game for life now. Like, I do not care.
Also, I just noticed that Cameron only just realized that the reason why Valve called their platform Steam is because Valve's, control Steam. Cameron, I wish you were on the podcast so I could make fun of you more.
That is why I put that Steam Valve on for the Steam Machine
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
podcast is the thumbnail. This is
Yeah,
why people should
Steam.
more appreciate my YouTube thumbnails more often, because they're great jokes every time.
You may not be the dumbest person to ever live or alive, but you better hope the dumbest person alive doesn't die.
But yeah, just thinking about EA, I mean, this again will probably tie in with the AI stuff because they did say when they were making the bid that they were going to try and generate as much money as possible using the new AI tools. Which again, none of that's come to fruition yet either. So best of luck to them. Yeah, but I'm with you, Jack. I do hope that we see some of these really great IP that we've missed out on for a long time. I mean, EA has been,
I know it's
yeah.
I don't know, man. I've said a lot of things will never happen. I said Xbox will never see Kingdom Hearts or
Sure.
Final Fantasy, and that happened. I will never say never. I hope that CD Projekt Red somehow acquires the rights to the Mass Effect franchise.
Sure.
That's
Still
all.
don't think we'll
That's all
ever
I
see
want.
the next GTA.
No, that's never happening. That's not.
That's
actually-
never happening.
Yeah.
Just
No, we'll be on the new
GTA
consoles by
6
then.
is about as real as Firefest at this point.
The Duke Nukem
it'll
Forever
come out
of
and it's
video
all
games.
AI slop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just make it ourselves with AI.
Yeah,
Look,
we just
solved.
type
Problem
it
solved.
in. Yeah, please
We'll
make GTA
then
6
send them.
no mistakes.
Yeah, we've made
please.
it for you. No issues.
Please code correctly.
Easy.
Yeah,
Simple.
I do worry about what's going to happen over it, but it would be nice to see some of these franchises in better hands. EA, EA has been that classic one of that image of the Grim Reaper going and knocking on doors and just, killing everyone. It's just all their studios, Westwood and all that sort of stuff, and now it's just an image of them knocking on their own door because they've just kind of fucked it completely. So yeah, I guess we'll see if they're still around in a year. A quick one, Ubisoft, when they had put their reporting out for their earnings, the delay was not because of them getting acquired or some massive breach. It was some issue with an auditor, apparently, with some loan that they did. So some accounting bullshit that they're fixing, but they have resumed trading, so no alarm bells need to be rung for the most part over at Ubisoft right now. Last two stories before we move on to what we've been playing. Black Ops 7 is apparently not doing... I mean, it's doing fine, but it's not doing nearly as well as itself last year with Black Ops 6. And it's getting both of them are getting their lunches absolutely eaten by Battlefield 6 in general. From what we can tell, again...
That makes me very happy to see.
Yes, exactly, yeah. Again, if you were on listening last week, you could hear the talk about the campaign and kind of how Black Ops 7 seems to be a bit of a letdown in most areas. Although people seem to be enjoying the zombies. Except for that fucking Easter egg that apparently is insane. But so Black Ops 7 apparently their launch sales were 63% lower than Battlefield 6 in Europe. Now, obviously, the European market is maybe a little bit different from what you get in America, but it's a relatively good indicator of what's kind of happening in that space. Even looking at TA, for example, Black Ops 7 only has 100,000 people who have even started it. Now, obviously, TA is very much its niche of a niche, as we always talk about. But very interesting to see kind of what's happening in that space compared to something like Battlefield or like even Black Ops 6. I mean, obviously Black Ops 6 has had more time, but I don't know. Like, it just... Black Ops 6 was on my Game of the Year list last year, right? Like, it was a really, really good overall package. Like, I like the zombies for the most part. I really enjoyed the campaign.
I played it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like...
I haven't played a Call of Duty since World War II, I think, and I played it. And I had a good time,
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. So I don't know. Like it is a real shame to just kind of hear that Black Ops 7 is really just not hitting the mark. I guess
Yeah,
better luck next year.
I don't want to. I don't want to be that like person. But seeing the clips of the campaign like end boss fight kind of told me all I needed to know. I think about Black Ops 7.
Yeah.
I was like,
Funny
what are we doing, guys? What have we become?
And like, I know co-op has never been the main attraction for a Call of Duty, or hasn't been for a long time for a main attraction for a Call of Duty time. But like, I don't know, like the fact that like it really feels like they feel like they've done the battle. There was Modern Warfare 3 a few years back where they kind of did that. With like, oh, we'll just use like open world maps or whatever, and just like, I don't know. This is feeling like one of those, just like really tacked on, not that great. Curious to see if we hear more about it. Even the talk around it was not super great. Following the opening weekend of Black Ops 7, Activision put out a social media announcement that thanks players and suggested that this is only the start. So again, this isn't something that Microsoft is screaming from the rooftops that they're doing amazing like they did last year. Like Black Ops 6 was like, oh, this is the biggest launch of a Call of Duty we've ever had, and blah, blah. And, we heard later they lost millions on putting it on Game Pass. And now they've upped the price of Game Pass, made it less accessible, less people are playing it, less people are interested, less people are talking about it. I mean, maybe they make a bit more money, but I really don't know if this is good for the Call of Duty brand, to be honest. But, no. I mean, to be fair, they're up against tough competition, but apparently Battlefield 6 is a absolutely fantastic game, so...
Yeah, and I think people were just kind of... I mean, it also it's in a world where I think we're all... at least like the multiplayer gamer, and I mean all of us, all gamers. I think most gamers are over the min-max best build hyper competitive culture, and just Call of Duty brings that, and Battlefield is such a refresher of like just kind of you can make everything and anything work, and it's all like you just go have fun, go blow up a building, go fly a jet into a gas station. Like, yeah, there's not... I'm sure there is. Like, I'm sure somebody's figured out how to sort of min-max that game a little bit, but there's not nearly as much as, like, the Call of Duty crazy, like, look at the movement tech, and you need to use this exact kit, and you'll get your time to kill down another 0.2 seconds, so get an edge on your blah, 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 blah. I think gamers in general are just fatigued by that kind of thing. What is it? The full-time gamer dad core kind of stuff.
Sure. Yeah. Limited time. Want to just kind of play a cool game.
I actually it's funny enough about that. I saw a post that I just couldn't relate to any further in my life. Was someone was like it was like a give a gaming take that'll get you set on fire or something, and somebody was like, save states are not cheating if you have a full-time job. I was like, yes,
yeah,
you get it.
Yeah, I got shit to do. I ain't got time to fuck around. Exactly. Yeah, no, exactly. And then this last story here. Apparently, Fortnite is going to be premiering a Lost Kill Bill scene. I don't know what that
would
means.
probably,
That's exciting.
That would be the only thing that would get me to play Fortnite.
Right, yeah.
Because I fucking love Tarantino movies, and I even have the movie sequence that he brought out for Kill Bill 1 and 2, and it's like it's called The Whole Bloody Affair, and it's the entire both movies put together as one that he released for the Cannes Film Festival or something like that. And like if this is in for I'll play it for that. I would 100% play it for that.
My friend's been trying to get me back into Fortnite, so maybe this will get me to re-download it. So I don't hate Fortnite. I was a hater. I'll be honest. I was a Fortnite hater for years. Sure. And then my buddy was like, just download it and play it with us. And I was like, all right, just kind of as a social hangout with you thing. But I found myself having fun. Crazy enough. Shocking twist. So
most popular game.
It can be addictive.
Somewhat addictive. People enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's depending on how you play it, it's bite size, so it's easy enough to like just jump in, have a couple of games, and just shoot the shit. Right?
I mean, I also I think the season helps because I
Mm.
played during the Spider-Gwen season, and I was like, oh,
Mm.
Spider-Man and Gwen, Stacy, huge fan, Marvel, Doom, and Magneto, I'll do it. And now that season's over, and I haven't had nearly as much of an itch to go back.
Yeah.
The Simpsons season seems okay, I guess, but I got my Spider-Gwen. I got some cool skins and
Nice.
fun cars that are Marvel themed, and I'm okay now, I think. But maybe to see a lost Kill Bill scene in
Yeah.
Fortnite,
That would be.
that could do it. That could do it.
Nick apparently might have seen it. So, interesting. But
What's
yeah.
that?
Because Nick and Chad apparently...
No. He's talking about.
Oh, he's talking about thing.
No,
Alright,
that's a different
uh,
conversation. He's talking about the Easter egg.
Sorry, yeah.
And
Because
Moondom.
I was about to say, because it comes out today, I think, on the 30th. So,
Yeah, no. He's talking about a different conversation in the chat, Matt.
very curious. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to download Fortnite to check it out, but I'll watch a YouTube.
You can probably find a way to like YouTube. Yeah,
I'll
it'll
find
go on
YouTube of someone else going and checking out on Fortnite, and I'll just have to mute their
There will be-
commentary. Because they'll be like, oh, man, that's crazy. And I'll just be all right, shut up, reaction streamers.
Right.
But I do want to watch the Kill Bill whole bloody affair thing, because that's... I don't think it's coming to movie theaters over here, unfortunately.
No, it won't. And it wasn't really. It's a couple of years old now. But the whole bloody affairs, I've got it on Plex.
Hell yeah. All right, Game Pass updates. So it's the 30th, so everything's leaving. So we don't know what the next list is, but we do know what's joined this week and coming up next week as well. So we had Banishers: Ghost of New Eden join, which is great because I've been holding out on buying that for a long time. And Kill It With Fire 2. So if you really don't like spiders, this is a good way to just set them on fire. And
Or just not play it because you actually just don't like spiders, so you don't want to see them even if you have to burn them.
That's fair. December 1st, we have Marvel Cosmic Invasion, which looks super cute. Interesting. And December 2nd, we have Lost Records Bloom and Rage, which is the Don't Nod sort of spiritual successor to Life is Strange. So very, very keen to check that out. So a good bunch of stuff. We don't know what the December games are looking like quite yet. We'll probably hear about them maybe Tuesday, usually Tuesday, Wednesday. All right. We also have our Patreon, patreon.com/hologamers if you want to help support the show. A huge thank you to Old Mate Clown, Cavaliero7, Hack and Pone, Kung Fu Skills, Happy Moogles, Admiral Awesome, Natolinator, Lee Howard, Left for Legacy, and Venoms AU. We literally could not afford to do the show without you guys. If you do want to help support the show, patreon.com/hologamers. Any amount helps. We put the money... I literally get it onto my PayPal, and I put it straight back into paying for hosting and other bits and pieces. So don't worry, we aren't retiring anytime soon.
As if we could.
As if we ever will retire.
I don't think we'd be allowed to.
Yeah, the robots are going to have to take my job from my cold dead hands. A monthly theme, which is every 2 months, the Bimestral Burden. November and December, we're doing I Need Space. So play those games that are either set in space or at least have some sort of space-themed level. I'm still working on Aliens is my big one for that, but I want to see other people's suggestions and interesting stuff for that. So get in there. We have a Discord channel for it. You can post your completions and talk about what counts and what doesn't.
Do we have to complete games, or is it just play games?
I mean, if you're not going to play any more of it, then sure, you can probably put one in there. Yes.
I technically have started a space-themed game, but like I don't know if I'm going to complete it.
Wow.
I still think the Star World counts as space themed in Super Mario World. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
At least the hidden special world, that is for sure got to be in space. The map background is just black with twinkling stars. You're gonna tell me that's not those?
To be fair, but
animals?
you can see that on Earth though, right? Like there's I mean, if you could see the rings of Saturn around the planet you were on, then maybe I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's definitely not Earth. That's interesting.
It's no Space Trucker.
No, Space Trucker would be a great example.
Which is what I started.
I'm also playing God of War, and some people think there's these interesting, Nordic is more celestial than...
If he straps on rocket boots and fucking goes and punches out Luna,
yeah, if he goes
then
to the moon,
yeah, like 100%,
and fights a celestial goddess of the moon, then yeah, sure, I'll give you that.
So Asura's Wrath does count. So that's definitely a space game because you literally end up fighting on the moon in that game. Which again, I love Asura's Wrath. Maybe just to watch. To play it as you don't even need to. But
I don't think I have any space themed games queued up, man. You got to do something where I have one queued
a
up.
good one that Moondom's brought up is Creatures of Ava, which I do need to go back to.
Is that space
I haven't started. Yeah, they're on an alien planet.
Well,
what the fuck is that space themed?
That's not.
Alien planet, and they have to catalog the animals and the people.
Okay, you know what? Sure, yes, I'll give you that. Yes. Okay,
sure. After God of War, I have Final Fantasy Mystic Quest queued up, and I don't know for sure, but Final Fantasy somehow you always end up in space fighting gods.
I was gonna say Final Fantasy 7 and 8. I think both have space scenes in them, right? They count. So
or there we go. You go to the moon in 4.
Sure. Yeah. Yep. Mad Rocket Tansky says the space. Far Cry 5 is a space DLC. Does it really? Which one's that? Is that the?
It does.
That's right. There's the Mars one. Yeah, that definitely counts. Yeah, I don't have as many space games as I would like. I've been looking through my list though. I got to go to Mars.
See, the only other one would have been Revenge of the Savage Planet, but we already completed that.
That definitely counts though. Yeah, it's a good one.
I'm taking a page. I'm taking a page out of Cameron's booking saying technically Earth is in space.
No, if you go, this is why Jake doesn't listen to the episodes because that was the first thing I said is that Earth is not in space. Space is around.
No, I know because I remember Cameron pointing that out in the channel and you going, I was waiting for somebody to say that.
Yep, just waiting for it. Fucking rules lawyer bullshit over here. All right, let's get into what we're playing, Jake. Let's start with you.
Is the Mushroom Kingdom on Earth? Anyway.
I've seen the movie. Yes, it is.
Shit.
However, the new one, Mario Galaxy, is not on Earth. So there you go. That's the space stuff there.
Oh, that's true. Anyway. All right. What have I been playing? So I beat Death Stranding, finally. Phenomenal game.
First one or second one?
First one. So I beat the first one, because I wanted to be ready for the second one, which I'm not playing anytime soon necessarily. I'm going to finish my little challenge before I do that, but now I'm ready for it, which is sick, and I'm excited to see where the story goes with it. Yeah, I remember when that game came out, people kind of shit on it because of the premise of you're just delivering packages from point A to point B. And I get why if you were looking at it surface level, you'd think that. But if you kind of just try to see if you kind of meet the story where it is, it's actually done really well. And you can kind of immerse yourself in this really cool story that Kojima's trying to tell. I'm also a Kojima nerd. He's probably my favorite game developer.
Sure.
I love everything he puts out, and I love how batshit insane he is. But the gameplay loop's really satisfying. It's really addicting. It's a great when you're doing the end game cleanup, because I beat the story probably 40 or 50 hours in, and then I finished. It took me another 40 on top of that. Since it is a lot of just you learn the routes and how to get you're repeating the same routes a lot to deliver packages. It's really good for just watching something while you do it, which is nice. Oh, and the soundtrack is you don't get to listen to the soundtrack very much in the game, which is such a shame. Sometimes you'll be playing the game and the camera will pan out and it'll be this really cinematic shot and this song will start playing from the game soundtrack and it creates this really just serene moment in the game and it's really cool. But then anytime something happens, an enemy spots you or you go into a hostile area, the music just cuts off. It's damn dude, I really was vibing to that. So I actually went out and I just was playing the game during cleanup. And I just chucked the soundtrack on Spotify and listened to the whole thing all the way through, so I could actually listen to all of it. And dude, it's one of my favorite video game OSTs of all time. It's such a good pairing for the game. So Stuck for 2 on that. Good game. If you haven't played it, put it on your radar because I think it was worth a play. It is long. It took me 97 hours, so that's not a quick game for sure. But anyway. So finished Death Stranding, and then I jumped right into Super Mario World, Retro Achievement Hunting Super Mario World. I don't know if there is to say about Super Mario World that hasn't already been said. Everybody knows Super Mario World. Great game. Yeah, nothing wrong with it. It's legendary status. It's for sure like one of those legendary status games. Everybody knows it. Achievements are pretty straightforward. There's a pretty much a beat every level mini achievement. So just go through the whole game without ever getting a power up, without ever getting a midpoint checkpoint, and without ever the other criteria getting a Yoshi. So just run the whole game mini. Then there's another achievement for finishing the game in as few of levels as possible. So finding certain secret exits that'll get you kind of slung ahead to future worlds. So that'll be my second playthrough, and then it's just do all the exits, get all the Yoshi coins, some miscellaneous things in there. But yeah, it's pretty fun, pretty quick. I'm about halfway done with the game now. I actually had a bit of a I paused the game. I'm playing on emulator because it's the only way you get an achievement on it. I paused the game, walked away, came back, and the game was stuck in a not responding state. And I hadn't save stated for like 3 worlds, so I ended up redoing it. But with the beauty of modern emulation of speed up and action replay, I got back to where I was pretty quick, so didn't take too much longer. But then I usually go one game to the next, but I kind of also had a good reason to start God of War. I played for, according to my timer that's still up on my computer, only 35 minutes of God of War 2018 specifically, not the 2004 original release. And I can already see so far, just 30 minutes in, I can kind of already see like why it won Game of the Year in 2018.
Sure.
Like I know I'm just dipping my toes in, but I'm already like, yeah, I'm gonna like this game. I'm gonna like this game a lot.
Yeah.
It is one of those ones where I was like, fuck, I'm missing. Like, occasionally you're like, things are exclusive. And I'm like, that's a shame, but like, whatever. I have plenty around. I think God of War is like one of those things where I'm like, fuck, I need
that is
to play
one I miss.
that.
Yeah.
I really miss
I'm
God of War.
I'm stoked to sink my teeth super into it. Yeah, I know I'm gonna love it. And then I alluded earlier in the podcast as well. So I also I was watching some RuneScape content on YouTube. And so because I never do anything halfway, I didn't buy a month membership to RuneScape. I bought a year membership to RuneScape.
Jesus.
Because I've always wanted that goddamn quest cape ever since I was a child, and this is the year I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna play RuneScape over my lunch breaks when I work from home, and I'm gonna use RuneLight, and RuneLight is gonna guide me home, and I'm gonna get that damn quest cape. 2026 quest cape. That's the goal.
Yep.
All right.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
you can do it.
We'll check in when you're on each time, and we'll just kind of see where you're up to. So make sure you keep notes.
It'll be. I mean, it's another ambitious goal because I've also made soft plans with Admiral to get Emperor in March.
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
Man, you fucking stacking up goals. That's crazy. All right. Best of luck.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
I want to hear that.
Yeah, I'm gonna ruin my sleep schedule and wake up at 2 a.m. because that's when everyone. Yep. He's like I woke up at 6 a.m. my time to push forward on the American servers, and it was basically free. He's like, all I had to do was grind my points and then push for the things that was free. I'm like, okay, what time is that my time? He's like 10 p.m. I'm like, great. So we're gonna start playing at 10 p.m. my time, and I'm not going to bed until I have Emperor. And he's like, all right, I will help you. Let's do it.
Hell yeah.
So some weekend in March, I'm going to obliterate my sleep schedule for Emperor.
With it.
Hell yeah. Char, what have you been working on?
Really good question. I can't remember what I last completed before when I was last on the podcast a couple of weeks ago. But I think the 2 that I've finished since then is Sopa, Tale of the Stolen Potato, which is actually quite cute. I might have talked about it on the last one. The only things that I can see people might get stuck on is the river one, because it's like, so when you're navigating the river, you have to not bounce off any rocks. And there's a trick to it. You can spin your character might spin, but if you stop or like do a little bounce backwards, that counts as a bounce.
Right.
So as soon as you know you've done that, you just flip it back to the last checkpoint, and then you have to do the whole dolphin talks to you 3 times and do the intro bit again. But I managed to do it within like 5 goes. So if I can do it in 5 goes, everyone else will be fine. Because I'm notoriously bad at not being able to like do the no hit or no death or whatever. Like, I'm not good at those, and I managed to do it. So that was the only one that like I did have to repeat a couple of times to get it. And then just there's one other talking bit where like you have to follow certain dialogue to get your grandmother to talk through, and so I just used the guide for that because it tells you what options to pick. And the third time you have to do it, I accidentally skipped past it and went, oh shit, okay, and then tried to reload the save, and it had already jumped past it. And went,
right.
Fuck. So I had to go back and replay the entire game, but it's not a long game. It's meant to be like what, under 3 hours or something. I think
Okay,
it was.
that's not too bad. Yeah.
I think it's 2 to 3 hours, and I did it in under 3. So it's not too bad. You can basically speed through most of the story. By the time you've done those early achievements with the river, you just keep going, and it doesn't matter. So that's quite cute. It's definitely like it's aimed at kids, but I think kids would not necessarily be able to get all the achievements, but I don't think kids are achievement hunters, I guess. Probably not like us. And then I completed Mythrict, Ambrosia Island.
Oh yeah, yeah, I played that one a while ago. Yeah.
Very cute. I liked that. It was my chill game that I got stuck into. I really liked it. I love Greek mythology and anything that has anything to do with mythology, which is why I loved God of War back in the day. So that was really fun. Although the characters have really weird faces
and they make strange noises. And
they do. They make really weird noises, and then when you've solved their like memories, they go huh, 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 and you're like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
it's weird.
But it is very cool. It's a very cool game. I love the twist at the end, and I'm not going to say it to anybody because then people can go and play it and do it. But if you just want a chill game, that one's pretty easy. There's nothing that's hard in that game at all. And then games that I've started. I did start Symphonia, thinking, hey, this could be quite a fun little platformer. It's not bad. I have popped one achievement, and it's one of those ones where I kind of wish I'd paused before I popped the achievement. But I'm not good at platformers, so it's going to be one of those ones where I'll have to force myself into playing it. It was quite cute when I first played the first little bit. And I like the that you use the bow to fling yourself from like the wall and stuff. You like latch yourself to the wall and then you fling yourself across. So it is quite neat in terms of it. It's got different mechanics than I would have expected from a platformer. But it's going to be hard for me.
It's got
it has a 1.0 ratio, but like it's still going to be.
Yeah,
I'm not good at.
It's got a 4.8, so that's going to be tough.
Oh, does it? Why is it say 1.0? Oh, is that my ratio?
That's what you've got. Yeah, no, the overall ratio is it's.
I got 1.4.
4.
Okay, so it is higher than I thought. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one.
Okay, cool. Well, I thought it would be. I also started Star Tracker because that's my space themed.
Hell yeah, Star
game.
Tracker.
Fuck. I should not have even touched this game. I've unlocked 3 achievements now in it, and I'm really bad at it. And I've even put it down onto like the easiest, and I've gone in and changed all the accessibility to the lowest options, and I'm still like, my truck at one stage somehow flipped itself and then kept drifting and wouldn't stay stationary, and then I was outside it trying to repair it, and it kept pushing me away from the truck, and every time I tried to like get myself back to the truck, it would move again, and I ended up having to like start it all again because I just couldn't get back into the truck, and I ran out of air and died. I don't know if I'm gonna keep playing it, but I did start it. I can see why it would be quite fun to play, but it was way harder than I expected it to be. Just from starting it, I thought it would be at least a little bit more stable, and it's not. It fluctuates and moves and rotates, and it's definitely you're in space. There is no gravity.
It's got an
very
8.7 ratio, so I don't
Yeah.
think people
Yeah.
played. Yeah.
No, the handling is really janky. It will just, like, I think at one stage I was just trying to go forward and it was slowly twisting itself, and I'm like, what is going on? I'm going straight. It's not going straight. And you have to look around the cockpit while you're inside to change things and monitor things, and I just was like, this is too much admin for my little brain.
You want arcade space stuff.
Yeah. It wasn't quite the right gameplay for me. I started Shady Part of Me, which is quite very cool. I like it. The way that you play with your shadow, and you have to basically navigate the building and flip between like the real girl character and your shadow, and they have different things that they can do, and you have to work together to sort of navigate the pathways. I really like it. It's very cute, and the art's very, very cool. I'm definitely going to get that one done because that one's very fun to just hop through. It's like a sort of puzzle.
Yeah, some of the puzzles actually
platformer.
get pretty involved towards the end. I was actually pretty impressed with
Yeah. Yeah, I've just got past the one with the train, so I'm not far into it. I've only popped one achievement of 16, but I think it'll be quite fun to keep going. I started Winterborough, which is a cozy survival game. It's not meant to be too difficult, I don't think. I've already popped 8 out of 32 achievements, but you basically play as a little mouse whose mum has just vanished and gone. And so you start off in your little home, and basically there's like everything's really run down and needs to be repaired, and you have a chest where you can put your storage, a stove that needs repairing, a fire that needs to be lit because it's not lit yet, and a sofa chair. So you have to go out and grab twigs and different, like, you basically have to go and resource manage, basically. So grab all the resources and then build things and repair things based on what they require. And then at some point you go and meet your aunt, and your aunt goes, oh, it's such a shame your mum's gone, and blah, blah, blah. And like, I'll look after you though. And then your mum gets taken away, and you have to fend for yourself again and go and find your aunt. So I'm probably about a quarter of the way through, and I think that's probably going to be my cozy game that I'll just go to and play when I want a little like survival resource management, gather some twigs and fur and acorns and all sorts of different stuff. And there's like little, you can do mini quests and things like that.
Oh, okay.
From different little characters, like NPCs around. There's like a hedgehog, there was a fox, there was, I think it was a badger, I'm not completely sure, but was like, makes you a stronger axe, so you can actually chop through granite. But very, very cute. The art style is very cool. And if you kind of like survival games, but not like super hardcore, I'm gonna die survival games, that's a good one.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a cozy survival game. Sounds neat, because I'm not huge into the survival game genre, because I don't care enough to like play the super hardcore, hyper realistic like
forest.
Oh, you have dysentery now.
Yeah, like 7 Days to Die.
Games. Yeah. Oh, you stubbed your toe on a nail. You have tetanus now.
Yeah, no, I don't play that.
Or restart your run, idiot. Like, no,
yeah, this is cozy. This is very, very cozy. You're a little mouse. It's still survival because you still have to monitor like your heat, because you can get too cold and then your whole screen comes up with icicles and you're like a little shivering, and you can hear your little mouse going, and you're like, my little mouse is shivering. You have to monitor its hunger and stuff like that, but you can forage for mushrooms and berries and make tea or make like crackers and sauteed mushrooms on a stick and things like that. So it's very, very cozy. I highly recommend when you just want to play something very cute, but like feel like you're getting towards something. It does get a little bit repetitive in terms of I have had to go around and just spend 2 separate days just collecting sticks, because I needed sticks to go with my mushrooms, and I didn't collect them at the time that I collected the mushrooms. And so there is a little bit of that, but overall it's pretty cozy. The only thing that I would change about it is potentially make the ability to camp and cook where you camp. They haven't got that. So the problem with it at the moment is the only things you can really do is like they have one little fire that's set up, and where the NPCs are, you basically everything goes back to like halfway or full or close to full wherever you were. So you don't lose heat or anything, but you do lose hunger. And if you need to use your stove to cook, you have to go all the way back across the entire map back to your home. And if you've gone from like your home all the way
So
up,
no
which is
portable
basically taking you
stoves?
2 days. No, there's no portable stoves. So you can only use your campfire. There's one spot where there is a stationary campfire. You can go there and sleep there, but you can't use it to cook. And that's my only problem with this game so far.
Okay.
They just need to be able to have that portable cooking thing, or even potentially a portable storage situation. Because if you've run out of storage because your backpack's only got 4 spots, run all the way back to the house again, that is frustrating. But I still recommend people play it. I also started my new Xbox gacha game, which is Hoyoverse, and it's Zenless Zone Zero, and I fucking love it.
I've heard it's really good.
Love it. The art and the gameplay and just the fact that there is different types of fighting that I can do inside the game. The gacha is a little bit I don't really care too much about it. Like, cool if you can get the right characters, but like it's not really worth it, and it's not really worth putting money into it. I can see why people would, but I don't see the point. But I freaking love this game. The only thing I'm bad at is not logging in every day to get my like daily stuff. I did it for a week, and then I've like basically not played it for the last 4 days. But I fucking love it. The art style, the music's great, the story so far is great. I am a little bit blocked because I'm right at the point where I need to do like I have to battle to get my like license to become an official proxy, and I went in and tried it, and I basically ended up dying and went, oh fuck, okay, I'm gonna have to try and do something to be able to complete this, but there's not really anything I can do to level up because
What
I've
you can
leveled
do is
up all
give
my
them some
characters.
money, which is exactly what they want you to do, right?
No, but even then you can't use that money to level up your characters.
Right.
So I'm virtually stuck until I can figure out how to beat the gameplay. Then I'll be all right. But you are right. You can get the chance to get slightly better characters or whatever. But I've already got some S tier characters just from what I was doing in a couple of gacha that I did do. I managed to get one out of that. So it's kind of like blocked me at the moment. But there's so many other things that I can do, and because they bring out like the different little not seasons, they're like little mini challenges that they bring out for like a month or whatever. I just sit and do those instead for the time being. So there's still other stuff I can do in the game, but there is also 104 achievements, and I've got 6.
Wow. Keep you busy.
Yeah. So like there's probably a fair bit that I can do to get around until I manage to beat the gameplay. And it's probably a matter of I'm not quite used to doing the parries yet, or the combo moves, or you can chain moves. So basically your character can if you do a certain type of move, you can set off a chain, and then you press like RB, and your next character will come in and do a bigger move, and then you can press RB again, and then another character, like you'll switch between the 3 different characters and get a really big chain going. That tends to be the way that you would want to get the most damage done, but I still haven't quite worked out the best way to initiate the chain attacks. So I need to work that out, and I need to get better at my parries, which I got so good at parries playing Expedition 33. So I'm like, God damn it, now I have to learn like this new style of parry. So that's pretty much where I'm at with Zenless Zone Zero, but it is very cool. Once I get past that, and like basically level cap almost, then the story will continue. But that's the first sort of section of the story. And then I've also started Yakuza, but I've literally only just started, so I don't have much to talk about Yakuza 0 yet. But I finally get to start it, which I won it like ages ago on one of the AHA game, Christmas game things. Do you remember when we did?
Remember when we used to? Yeah.
Yeah. And I won Yakuza 0, and now I'm finally starting to play it. So there you go.
I've heard it's good.
That'll be my next thing I'll talk about. But what about you, Matt?
So I got a bunch of stuff on the Black Friday sale, and true to my word, I installed all of it. None of it's going on the backlog. I'm like, no, we're going to start playing this, and I have been having a fucking blast. It has been so long since I've picked a great list of games and gone, I'm just going to jump between these and just have a great fucking time and be like, I'm just going to play banger after banger. So I started with...
I was just gonna say that's what my play game from every year thing is. It's just banger after banger. It's
right,
just
exactly.
Games more like heaters. So it's great. It's great when you just play good games.
Imagine that, right? But I will start with the stuff that there was the other stuff first, and we'll get to the good stuff. But I finished up Immortals of Avium. I talked a bit about it last week. Story pretty much went, for the most part, exactly where I expected it to, but it's almost self-aware in that it kind of makes fun of its own bad story. I don't know. It's so cynical, Joss Whedon coded, like Marvel Avengers. Like I said this last week. Like, there literally was a "he's right behind me, isn't he?" joke in the game. Like the thing that we make fun of Marvel movies for. So yeah. So like. I think the gameplay was still great. I still had a cool time, like, going through and doing the missions. It very much feels like a game from the early 360 era, where it was like, yeah, we made like a surprisingly long single player first person shooter with magic that had like platforming and challenges and collectibles, and like, yeah, no, we might do a sequel or whatever, but like we weren't like, there's no live service, no multiplayer tacked on, no other bullshit. Like they just kind of made a cool game with a cool story. And then filled it with some of the worst dialogue you've ever heard in your entire life.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, there's some interesting world-building stuff. The studio's out of business now, so this is the last we'll ever hear from them. Ends on a bit of a cliffhanger. Yeah, I was like, I had a good time with it. Like, I was like, cool, this is a cool game. Like, I'm glad that I got around to playing this. It is the most, like, I said this last week, like, the most 7 out of 10 game I played in a while, though. In terms of, like, it is just super by the numbers, but, like, good production values. But not amazing, but good. So, like, I would recommend it. Yeah, I think it's definitely a bit slept on. I think it's going for like $10 or something. Like it's like 90% off or something in the Black Friday sale. So if you're catching this before that ends, check that out. And then the other thing I played that was my backlog game. The other backlog game that I started was I started Risk of Rain for some reason, the original with Stubby. Because he was like, hey, play Risk of Rain. I was like, I don't know if you're gonna like it. He's like, oh, whatever. And he's like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, hey, well. So we played a couple of games of that. I don't know. It's not really clicking with me. Roguelites are not really my thing, but it was on the list, so I did start it. And then I started Nippon Marathon. So this is the game I was alluded to earlier of something that I nearly didn't... This was like right on the edge of like, do I cull this and just not play it? But it is a... what is it like? I mean, I guess it has like sort of party game elements. Think... oh god, what is it similar to? Like, what's that game? Speedrunners or Runbow? Where it's like you and a bunch of people are like trying to get to the edge of the screen before the rest of the other characters, and like if you're ahead of everyone and people fall behind, they'd lose, and so you get points every time that you get further ahead of everyone until you get to the end of the race. And you also get like items thrown there, so you get like like a banana peel, or you get like what is it, like a pineapple that allows you to like turns into a balloon, allows you to like jump over obstacles and stuff. But it has like kind of wacky Fall Guys energy where like characters are all like flailing about and just kind of, and it's basically all shot from like top down with classic like Takashi's Castle style Japanese presenters speaking in very broken English, while like little picture, like you run through a park and suddenly a picture of a duck just appears in the corner. Like it's that whole like Japanese TV just throwing things at you for some weird game show thing going on. You get teleported to a maze every now and then where there's a guy who is like has a shirtless doctor who says "G'day, mate," and tells you to run a maze. There's a part where you get interviewed and you have to quickly mad lib some answers to some questions to try and get popularity. It's a very strange game. It has a shitload of cutscenes. I skipped every single one of them because I do not care. You play as 4 weird, very strange characters. One of them has a dog for a head. One of them is dressed completely like a lobster. One of them is an old man in a schoolgirl outfit. And I literally don't even remember the other one. That's how unimportant. Oh, one of them is dressed in a narwhal onesie and wants to do marine biology or something. And so the whole thing is you basically just need to play through the story. There's 8 races. You have to win all 8 races with all 4 characters. Play these weird mini games where you kind of play like a Wipeout style mini game. And then one of them is like, oh, it's bowling, but you got to push a shopping cart down and try and get strikes. So anyway, it's a trash game. I know that Kirby was a big fan of it, which is the only reason I played it, is he finished it, and I was like, okay, if he can finish it, I can probably get through it. It's a relatively straightforward game. It was very much like my mindless just kind of run through and just kind of not worry about it and just go like, cool, I just want to switch my brain off. Let's do like a race or 2. They're not super long. There's like some collectibles in the races, but anyway, I've spent longer talking about this game than they spent on developing it, so I'm going to move on. Of the stuff that I picked up that I'm like, yes, let's get into some fucking things that we bought. I picked up Silent Hill F, and I jumped into it immediately. People were talking about how this potentially being Game of the Year. Spice was talking about it. I can see where this comes from. This game is fucking fantastic. It has some of the best writing and story that I've seen in a game in a long time. I really, again, it branches the nice thing of Silent Hill, where some of the Silent Hill stuff is a little bit too culty and explainy, kind of like explaining the old god stuff going on behind it. Some of it, like Silent Hill 2, for example, is maybe a little bit too esoteric and maybe a little bit too open for interpretation. I feel like this bridges the line quite well, where it doesn't explain exactly what's happening, but it sort of, it's as you play through, it explains what it represents. And you get clues, and so each of the endings that you play through, each of the playthroughs, so like the new game, like your first playthrough, your new game plus playthrough, and your second new game plus playthrough, each have new cutscenes, new reveals, new dialogue to like kind of fill in stuff. So it kind of, it definitely gives you a good incentive to play through it. It's a relatively short game. I think I got through my first playthrough maybe like 6 hours or so. So it definitely feels like a smaller, tighter experience than kind of something like you sort of like 12 to 15 kind of thing that you usually expect from something like Silent Hill. But yeah, I loved it. My main issue really is the combat. I know a lot of people have been harping on it. It is melee only. You have a stamina bar. It's a lot about dodging and parrying. It's like very much like you'll just get fucked up. Like monsters will just fuck you up, will stun lock the shit out of you. You just need to be like super mobile, using all the tools to your advantage. You have a durability system. So like it has a lot of elements of games that I'm not a huge fan of, but everything, like the vibe and the idea of taking this kind of Silent Hill side story and setting it somewhere other than Silent Hill and having a very Japanese flavor to it. And it has a lot to say. It's not afraid of like going to dark places and kind of like being upfront about like some of the fucked up things that happened to particularly women in Japan in the 60s. Like it is, it's a story about a schoolgirl who, her life in the 60s, after her sister gets married off and disappears, and she's like, cool, what do I want to do with my life? And then also, what am I allowed to do with my life? And also, how do I deal with the choices I need to make, and what happens to me as a person as I change? And like, there's so many themes that it hits on that were just really, really prescient. And I had this was like been a household game for us. Been like, just like, yes, we want to see every cutscene. We want to see all the dialogue. We want to see all the stuff. It was great. Yeah. Like I said, my only gripe is that on the harder difficulties in particular, the combat becomes a real fucking slog, and just becomes you just essentially just dodging, parrying, dodging, countering. And sometimes like, oh, I fucked up. Well, I guess that's half my health bar gone. I might as well just load a save because otherwise I'll use up all my resources. So it's a little bit too punishing. To the extent that they recently released a patch where you can skip one of the like partial chapters that is all basically just a big combat rush. They're like, yeah, that part of the game sucks. You can skip it if you want. You need to do it for the achievements, but like they literally have a menu there that says, if you don't like the combat, skip this. And they've also made some of the combat arenas more optional, so you can like run past them in that traditional sort of Silent Hill style, so you don't have to do as much combat as if you don't want to. So I definitely feel like now is the time to play it after these updates. They've also added like a casual mode, so if you do want to just play for the story, they've added a even more casual mode than story mode, where it's like makes you like super strong, and like I think you kill things in like one hit or whatever, so you can just kind of experience the game the way you want to do it. So if you don't care about the difficulty achievements, I would say like go through and do all the endings, because it's like 5 of them. One of them is like a joke ending, of course, because every Silent Hill has one, but the other 4 are like really, really good. But yeah, definitely recommend it. It will probably show up on my Game of the Year list somewhere, but I think the drawbacks are probably too much for it to be like to beat something like a Expedition 33. But I'm really, really glad they got to play it this year, because it was one of those things where I was like, I need to sink my teeth into this at some stage. And it was 20% off, so I was like, all right. But the main reason I also picked it up was because it came in a double pack with Silent Hill 2 that just released onto Xbox finally, after over a year of being Xbox exclusive. So that was 50% off, so they did a double pack. I think it was like, yeah. Anyway, I picked up both of them. I just finished Silent Hill 2 this afternoon. It is the Silent Hill 2 that you know and love, but updated for the modern day. It is probably a near perfect remake, in my opinion. I think, I talked a little bit about Resident Evil 4 remake the other year, not last year, but the year before, I think it was, around how it was good, and I liked what the updates they made to the mechanics of that game, but it was so, like, it was very, very by the numbers in terms of, like, I knew exactly what was going to be coming up, because it was really, really beat for beat for beat. And this game definitely does follow that Silent Hill 2. Like, you know what level's coming up. You understand what fights you're going to be doing. Like, it is very much that. But going from a game that is from 2001, where it's like had tank controls, isometric views, really, really rough gunplay, to something that is a relatively action-y third-person shooter / melee game, where you have a lot more dodging power, and the game feels much more open, and just the fidelity of it. Like, you can tell that the love and care they put into this game. For example, one of the collectibles are called Glimpses of the Past. And so you go and find, again, they've changed puzzles, they've changed the way things kind of work out. For example, there is a scene, I won't spoil it for anyone who hasn't played Silent Hill 2 for whatever reason, but there is a scene on top of the hospital where you go up to a fence and something happens. And so I was very much expecting, okay, I know what's going to happen here because I remember this. I went up to the fence and I got a collectible of them, a collectible about the fence, because they're like, yeah, we know this was in the original game, but we've actually changed it. And so they have like a reverence to the original game. So like original puzzles where it's like, oh, hey, remember this one? Again, we'll do a hospital example. It's like, remember this one where you had to find like copy paper, like the carbon copy for a typewriter to figure out a code? Yeah, the typewriter is still there. So you'll get a collectible when you find the typewriter, but we won't make you do that puzzle. We've actually come up with something else. And so it's a really beautiful blend of like old and new in a way that feels familiar, and like, oh, I recognize this, or I remember the name of this, or I kind of remember the rough structure of how Silent Hill is laid out. But, it's like, oh, I remember this enemy type, but it's like, okay, cool, but this puzzle is completely different. This sequence has been changed. This map has been rebuilt, or, the labyrinth section is now completely different. But it's like, you kind of like, it is a really, really nice mix of kind of making its own thing while also really paying tribute to the original. And it's also not overly difficult. You can play it on easy difficulty for puzzles and for action and get all the achievements. There's an achievement for doing all of the original 5 endings and one of the new ones. But they've also added another 2 endings in there as well that you don't have to do, but you can do them, and they're actually quite nice. Like, it's a really actually like cool to kind of see them expanding on that lore. Silent Hill 2 is very much that the one that people talk about when they talk about greatest of all time in terms of Silent Hill. It's completely separate from the others in the chronology. It's just kind of its own little interesting side story about James. And this is, again, this is a game that came out a year ago, so most people have already talked it to death, but I was super, super impressed by it. So yeah, highly, highly recommend it. And then on the other side of thing, another thing that I picked up was Space Marine 2, another thing from last year that I finally got around to, 50% off. It is great. As long as it isn't crashing. It's had a lot of technical bugs, but this is something I've been playing with Cameron and Stubby. We've been going through the campaign. Yes, exactly. There it is. Space Marine. Hell yes. It's fucking awesome game.
Too.
It's so good. Like it captures that 40k universe thing of just being like, yeah, we're just gonna be fucking boots on the ground. We're just gonna be storming through waves of Tyranids, fucking things up, talking about fucking heresy and fighting chaos and all the kind of Space Marine shit that like is just it is very by the numbers, and the campaign is very cool. I like the art style in terms of like the locations you go to. Like the skyboxes are surprisingly beautiful for the 5 seconds that you see them. Like this game moves at a clip. I think there's only like 8 missions in the campaign, and I think we're on mission 6, and we've only played for there's like an hour per mission, so you get through it pretty quick. There's also like extra side objective missions, and there's a whole like PvP mode as well, which we'll get into at some stage. But yeah, it for the amount of work that clearly went into this game, they moved through it very quickly, and like the story is like over and done with almost in a flash. So I'm actually quite surprised by it. So it reminds me very much of like the original Gears, where you play through and you're like, oh, that was the campaign, it's done. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, like I've never seen anything like that before, So I guess it was just short. So this is very much in that same vein. Highly recommend it. It's great. We've been having a lot of technical issues with like servers and shit, which is a shame, and like crashes. But when it does work, it's fucking amazing to get a fucking like electric hammer thing and just smash a Tyranid in the face, and just like watch his body just crumple. It's incredibly satisfying. And I think that's pretty much me. I've got, in terms of what I've got left on my list of Black Friday stuff, I've got Ace Attorney Investigations, I've got Shin Megami Tensei 5, I've got Yakuza, the Pirate Yakuza, and I have Mafia, the Old Country, which is I just started, but I'll talk about that next week once I put some more time into it. So I'm just going from game to game to game and just being like, here's a bunch of fucking awesome games from the last year or so. Let's just smash through them all. I have a really good time towards the end of the year. Get myself ready for Game of the Year discussion, and then go back to playing fucking trash that's leaving Game Pass that I'm just forced myself into doing. So
me over here sitting here waiting. When is it
Yes.
my turn?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
I want to play Yakuza Pirates.
Yeah. I'll try.
One day.
I'll get through them quickly. Trust me, because I've been putting a lot of time into this stuff. But yeah, that's me. So yeah, been having a really good time. I am trying to pick my next game to start from the backlog. Not quite sure what it is yet. I mean, Nippon Marathon, I suppose, technically counts. But I'll regale you all next week with whatever I end up starting. All right. We also have the word challenge. Everyone's favorite competition. Excuse me. Where I come up with a game, and you guess what it is on our Discord. Each week I give away a clue, and each one brings you closer to guessing the game. You get 1 guess per hour, and if you get it right, a gift pops up, and you're the winner. And so we did have a winner this week with Left for Legacy, who finally guessed that it was indeed Super Monkey Ball, and the gift did work this time, which is always nice. But the clues were, this game has a time limit as a central mechanic. The series started off as an arcade game, and it has ties to the Yakuza. And by that I mean the Yakuza series, not the Yakuza in real life. But yes, Super Monkey Ball is published by the same people, by IGG, the same people who do Yakuza, which is very funny to me. So congratulations, Legacy. I will have a new clue for December. Let's see if I make it Christmas themed. No, I won't. That'll be too obvious. But maybe I'll make Christmas themed clues. We'll see. I don't know.
I played a Super Monkey Ball arcade cabinet that the joystick was a banana.
That's awesome.
Amazing.
Leaderboards. I've got them up, so I'll just read them quickly. In third place, we have Basham with 36,045. Thrash Forever with 38,825, and a Grey Shark with 80,630. Again, some insane fucking numbers. 80,000 in a single week that's my year. Anyway. Completions. Char, you want to read those out?
Yeah, I can read them out. In completions, we have Super Bob with Mafia, the Old Country. Reagan Stan with Ball X Pit and Barbie Project Friendship.
Yep.
Rapture with FBC Firebreak. Shadowed Sly with is that
Black Ops 7.
B07? Black Ops 7. Yep, there we go. Chin Doctor with Clover Pit. Left for Legacy with Mafia the Old Country, and The Natolinator with Captain America Super Soldier.
Which he said he really enjoyed. Yeah, which is a great game, actually.
Yeah.
Like one of those surprisingly good licensed titles. Also, something I didn't put in the news, but apparently there was a leak for Control Resonance from Remedy, apparently in Europe as a trademark. So might be the name of their new game for Control 2. So keep an eye out for that.
I'm ready. It's mine.
Hell yeah. And that's pretty much going to bring us to the end of the show. Anything we want to shill? Char, you got anything going on?
No, I buy my own TA Pro now, so I don't need anyone to shill anything for me.
They had a good deal going, right?
Yeah.
Was that only for
I
people?
worked out that I could use it.
Yeah.
It was like 20%.
Wait, we could have been shilling for that. I've always been buying my own.
I have the last two episodes. I was like, if someone wants to buy me TA Pro, I can't afford it. I bought it for myself, so whatever.
That's fair. It's a hard life. Jake, what about you?
It's fun.
Yeah, no, same as always. Trolling around in AHA or Odd as usual. I accidentally went live today on stream, which was quite funny. But I don't know, maybe apparently some people popped in and were shocked and awed, so maybe we'll.
You could do some
maybe
RuneScape
the people do
streaming.
care. Yeah, there you go.
Turn it into content.
Exactly.
And I'm Neomaster on everything. True Achievements, Xbox, and Discord. As always, I don't do any streaming. This is where you'll find me. Huge thank you to Jake and Char for being on this episode. Char for doing the wonderful thumbnails. Cameron for asking some great questions. And a wonderful guest. We had a lot of chatters this week, which is always great to hear. I love to interact with the chat as much as possible. Xbox Hall of Gamers.
We also got rated right at the end by Firehawk D.
Thank you, Firehawk, for joining with yourself.
Thanks, Shane.
And a huge shout out to everyone, our Patrons, our wonderful watchers and listeners. That's been episode 194. We will catch you guys next week. See you later.
Bye.